Hello guys, and welcome to today's video or podcast. Call it what you want to. Today I want to talk about something that is really, for me it's like the pure evil in this earth. I'm studying this, like I always focus. I always my eyes are open all the time, and I always see it online. I always see it in series, movies, in real life. It happened to me, and it's not just in like a one to another relationship. It's also like we're all, first of all, we're all are being manipulated by social media, by media in general, and by any kind of something that is controlling the world, because I was thinking about something today, and it was like on TikTok, for sure. Like everything is from TikTok nowadays. It's from real life, but I saw it on TikTok, obviously. It's like I saw a comment when it's like it turned on an idea in my mind. Not an idea, but like a fact, or like a realization, or a question. A lot of things, honestly. And it was like the video was about like someone is like, the POV thing, like the fun fact, or like the whatever you get the idea. Basically, when you tell someone that you've done things for them, like I did for you this, I did for you this, and you didn't appreciate it, and then they tell you that I didn't force you to do that, I didn't ask for that, and then you be upset because they said that. It's like an odd thing. The odd thing? What an odd thing to say? This is what I'm talking about. And I was like really thinking about it when I didn't know how to feel about this, because I've been thinking about this like before I see the video, and when I saw it, it made me really question it in my mind more, because it makes sense from a side, and from the other side it doesn't, because both of them said odd things. It's like, it's not right to tell people that you made things for them, but sometimes, like in situations when people try to deny things, it's complicated. I was like, who's right and who's not? Like, are they not? Usually you shouldn't tell people that you did things for them. I was like thinking about it in a way, when we do things for other people, when you do it for them, don't think about, or think about the day that they might not appreciate that. Would you still do it? So are you waiting for a return? Do you want to see them appreciating that? Do you care that much to see them really appreciating what you are doing for them, and maybe not see your faults, or like be nicer with you? Do you want something from this thing that you're doing to the other person? If you find yourself really caring about the reaction, or like the what you're gonna get from it, whatever it is, like what am I getting from this? If you think too much about it, or if the answer was not that deep, maybe you shouldn't do it, or do it, but never tell them that I did this for you, I did that for you. Don't remind them when you find them not acting like you wanted them to act. And I've been thinking about this like for months, this specific idea. Like if I want to do something for people, it's either I know they deserve it, and I would never tell them, hey, I did this for you, and I did that for you, what are you doing for me? I realized that if I want to do things for people, if I want to help people, I do it because I enjoy doing it, because I want to do it, because I want to help you, and I know that someone is going to do this for me. Even if it's not you, someone is going to do this for me if I care about getting this back, you know. Like, not everybody appreciate things yet you do for them, so don't do it if you care about that a lot. But if you already did that and you already said that and they tell you, I didn't force you to do that, well, they're right. It was really hard for me to accept that this is true, that they're right. They literally didn't force you to do it. But for them to say it, it doesn't make sense, but it's true at the same time. It's not the appropriate way to hear that, but they're right. I mean, it's not the right way to say it, but they're right. What are you going to reply to that? Like, I remember one day someone told me that, and it was like, I wasn't like, oh, I did this for you and that. No, I was like, it wasn't a different scenario, but like, I just heard that and was like, oh my god, they're right. But I didn't say it though. I was like, this is insane. And that's why I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say that word again in my life. Okay, you didn't appreciate it. I'm not gonna do it again. That's all. The reason why I said they're right, that it's truly you did this for them. They didn't force you. This is exactly what made me do this video. Like when I reached this point in the scenario in my head, I thought about this. You know, I told you about the whole thing when I saw the comment, and I thought the idea of this video, and then I was thinking about this. This is exactly when I paused, you know, when I was like, oh my god, they're right. They didn't ask you for it. And I was like, still trying to accept that this is right. But then it's right, but then again, is it right though? Is it right? Did they not force you? Or they manipulated you? In other case scenarios, there are people that didn't manipulate anyone. They didn't ask for it for real. Yeah, it's not the appropriate way to say it. It's rude. And we talked about that. We talked about the scenario. But in some cases, people really manipulate others into getting what they want from them, or take advantage of them to get what they want. And then when you realize that you're doing something wrong, or when you do something for someone that doesn't deserve it, and then you face them with that, like, you made me do this, you let me do that, I did that for you, I did whatever, and then they tell you, I didn't force you. If I tell you, go jump off a building, would you do that? There is a question here. This is exactly manipulation, and it's also like taking advantage of someone. Let me give you an example. Let's say some guy was facing depression because his family died. So fucking depressed, more than depressed, falling apart, and like broken. You know, these people are really, really, really easy to be manipulated. Not just manipulated, maybe they're gonna be drug addicts and drinkers, or kill themselves. If I hate that person, okay, and they are in that situation, and I tell them, what are you gonna do in this life without your family? Are you going to live like this alone? They all died and you're living alone. You have all this money, but for what? You don't have a family anymore. Oh my god, you have to do this, you have to kill yourself, you have to unalive yourself, you have to just jump off that building, and everything will be okay. It's going to be the best thing you're ever gonna do. okay? They don't want to do that, but you convince them that this is a good thing to do, because maybe they're afraid to do that, but because they're facing all of these feelings, they're gonna be really easy to be manipulated, right? So they do it. Sometimes, yes, you do things for other people. Yes, you do things, and then you find yourself trying to tell them, why did you make me do that? And I did that for you, and I did this for you, or I did all of it for you. And it was your idea, it was you. And then they tell you, I didn't force you to do that. Not in all cases, but sometimes it's manipulation. Because some people can be in really bad situations in their lives, bad points, when maybe you have like you are in debt, you are homeless, everything is just going against you, and then some guy on the street tells you, do you want me to fix all your problems? Just come with me. You're going to trust him. If he convinces you enough, it's a hope for you. And then when it turns out bad, maybe they're gonna kill you. Maybe they're gonna steal your objects. And then when you tell them, why did you do that? They didn't force you to do that. They didn't force you to do that. You went with them. They told you, I'm gonna fix your problems, and they made you feel like it's a good idea, but they didn't force you to do it. They manipulated your mind. And then when you find out that it's not right, it's wrong, and tell them, why did you make me do that? They didn't make you to do that. You made yourself do that. But in fact, they made you do that because they took advantage of your situation. Got it? If you seek love, if you lack love, and you don't feel loved, and you never felt loved, and someone knows that, okay? Someone knows that you don't love yourself, you don't have any love that you get from anyone around you, and you are just سيقولها بالعربي starving. You're seeking for love, and they know that. And so when they come close to you and then try to love you, give you love, give you attention, you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna accept that love, you're gonna go ahead accept that, and every little attention from them is going to be like, it's gonna mean the world, and they know that, so they take advantage of that, and then maybe ask you for things that you don't want to do, and then you do things that you don't want to do, but to keep that thing, them, the only thing that you found. You think it's the only thing, but it's not. And then these people are just taking advantage of you and manipulating your mind by letting you do things for them and taking advantage of your situation. So it's a combination between taking advantage of someone and manipulate them. You realize everything and then tell them, you did use me. You used me because I whatever, and you made me do that, and you made me do this when you regret everything you've done. They're gonna tell you, I didn't force you to do anything. You did it. If I tell you jump off a building, would you do that? Yeah, right. They're right. But they took advantage of you because they know that you don't. Because they know you needed that. Because they know you needed that. You cannot do anything about it. They're right. Maybe you should have done better, right? But I'm here for you. I'm here. I know how it feels. And it just seems odd to say, but it's true. It's true. But because if you was rejecting everything I was giving you and showing me no interest and showing me that you don't want anything that I do for you, you don't like me, there's no relationship between us, there's nothing that connect us, and I kept on doing things, and then I tell you I did that for you and I did this for you, and then you tell me I didn't force you to do that, you're absolutely right. In this scenario, this situation, you're absolutely right. But if you get things from people by manipulating their head, by letting them think that you care about them, you love them, you want them, and convince them to give you things, and then when they give you these things, and then realize that they did the wrong thing, and tell you about that, and then tell them that you didn't force them to do that, well, what you did then? You convinced them to do that. You manipulated them to do that. You took advantage of their situation so they can do that for you. This is the best explanation I can give. Imagine a girl that is, and this happens, by the way, it's not just an example, it happens. A girl that is, that is 18 years old, okay, in a relationship with a guy that is 32. Why is this relationship so odd and strange and not right? Especially when it's hidden. It's not actually, like, they don't talk about it. It's between them. Why is it so wrong? Because the girl don't realize everything about life yet. She's still 18 and he's 32. He's like 12 years older. It's a lifetime. So she doesn't have all the knowledge. He does all the everything. He actually he's more mature for sure. He knows how things are in this life. She does not, for sure. Don't try convincing me. I thought I was mature when I was 18. I thought I was mature when I was 16. And I know that when you get older, you get every time you realize new things. And why is this so odd and strange for me? And I think it's supposed to be for everybody that way. It's because this girl is having a boyfriend that is 32. He knows what he's doing. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's going to be so easily manipulated because he's older. He knows better than her. He knows more. He's more into life. He is going to be the leader. He is going to know more, basically. And then if the girl told him, "Oh, why did you do that? Why did you let me be in a relationship with you? You're 18 and you chose that." So imagine these two have a baby, okay, and she's 18, he's 32, and then 2 years later they divorce, and the girl starts to regret that. She regretted having a child. Maybe she regretted having a child at 18, but he didn't because he wanted a child. He felt ready. But then the girl, one day when they have a conversation, when they are facing each other, when they're like fighting or something, she told him, I didn't even want that child. You wanted it. You convinced me to have a child. You convinced me you wanted it. Whatever, I did it for you. And then what he say? He say, I didn't force you to do it. I didn't force you to do it. I didn't let you do it. I asked you for it. He wanted it. He kept on asking her. He kept on and on and on and on. Please, can we have it? Can we have a baby? Can we have a baby? She didn't want it. And then she was like, oh my god, yeah, let's have a baby. And then 2 years later, she find out that, oh my god, I wanna see life. I wanna go to school. No. I wanna get a degree or something. I don't want a child. I don't want babies even. Because she's still growing. She's still getting to know herself, right? But he knew that, didn't he? He's 32 years old. He knows that people change every single year, especially when you're 18. You're 18, you just finished school. You are now up to a lot of changes. And you let her do something is really, really so, like it's really, really not a normal decision, you know. It has to be really prepared. But he, again, didn't force her. He just let the idea seek in her head. He let the idea so lovely in her head. So that's why she did it. She wasn't forced to. Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So whenever you are in a bad place or a good place or lack anything, people are going to try to take advantage of you or manipulate you to get something from you in their favor. And just keep this idea in your mind whenever you are in a bad place or a good place, or whenever you lack something. Don't just let this idea stick on your mind that people will try to take advantage of you or manipulate you to do things for them. And it's actually your fault if you do things for them, because it's sad that it's your fault, but it's actually your fault. They're so evil, but it's your fault. They made you fall. It's like you put someone in a situation and then when they don't handle it right, you blame them. That's exactly what it is. I feel like something is missing. Manipulation is real. Manipulation. If you want me to talk about manipulation and all of these sneaky behaviors, if you want me to talk about this more or anything else, just let me know. And I love you guys. Be safe and be smart, and see you soon, I guess. Goodbye.